Sup nerds, so in today's video we're going to be reviewing the Thunderbolts!
Thunderbolts!
This video is going to have tons of spoilers, so if you have not seen the movie, go check out my video what to watch before Thunderbolts, then go see the movie and then you can come back here. If you do enjoy this video and you want to see my review for Fantastic Four, Spider-Man 4, Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars, and any other movies or TV shows that come out, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and Thunderbolts!
Thunderbolts!
Right into the notification bell. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now we have my overall thoughts on the film. We're gonna start with this first. Everybody's saying, oh, we're back, oh, we're back, oh, we're back. And I get the sentiment, I get it, but I think it's stupid. We never left. We never left. I get there is projects that are bad, that are so much worse than we're used to. I get that part of it, but there were so many peaks and so much good and amazing projects that were still there, and they got neglected and kind of tossed aside every time there was a bad project. So it was just like everybody had their mind erased after a good project happened, because then, oh, there goes a bad one again. So I get the sentiment, but it's not fair. I think at the ratio that the projects are being created, I think there is the same amount of lows in Phase 4 and 5 as Phase 1 and 2. So you gotta kind of see that, like, there was like the arc to Endgame, and now we're gonna have the arc to Secret Wars, and then you're gonna have the multiverse or the mutant saga and all that, and you gotta worry about that later. But from right now, fine, you can say we're back, but like I just think they have found their way to what storyline they want to tell. Sorry about that. Thunderbolts is a goofy Guardians of the Galaxy style movie where you bring in a found family and the jokes and the humor in a grounded street level Captain America movie-esque story. You really get to see the characters interact, and that is the most important part of the movie. It's not the kicking or punching or whatever. It is that found family, and you really get to love them. And they're B or C tier freaking characters that nobody cared about before seeing this movie. Maybe Yelena, Bucky, definitely, but other than that, overall, this movie is a really fun watch. I'd say it's at least top 15. People have it even higher in that Marvel movie. It is up there. Marvel project. It is really fantastic. This project also doesn't feel like you have to know a lot before going to see it, because I explained who the characters were before going to see the movie, because my mom had like no idea like what the characters were or whatever. So I felt like I had to explain it, but like this movie does a good job at making it not so important. And you can kind of feel like it's connection to everything, but it's like not important to know everything. It's just kind of an extra kind of sweet treat for the nerds. So here are my main critiques is, one, we do not get Bucky early enough in the movie. We kind of get that whole like vault scene with everybody, and then later you then get Bucky. I think it's way too long to introduce Bucky, because his interactions with everybody is so fun. The banter with John Walker, the kind of like friendliness he has with Red Guardian, the respect he has for Yelena, like all of that's super fun. And you wait too long to finally see that. My second critique is we did not get enough of Ava, Ghost, and John Walker. We did not get enough of them. They are so good in this movie, and the problem is that you kind of, I think the writers kind of rely too much on the show Falcon and the Soldier and Ant-Man and the Wasp to like kind of to establish the characters that way. They didn't kind of build up enough their characters past that to make them like more of my favorite characters. Like if we got more of that, I think they would be honestly like my favorite characters in the movie, because they were so fun. It's just we just don't get enough, and that's why I'm excited that now, spoilers obviously, that they are the Avengers. They're the new Avengers or whatever, because then that means we are going to see them more, and it's going to be great. Yeah, but honestly, I'm really excited about that. But honestly, they just did not build up their characters enough like they did for Yelena. Like they kind of are like, oh, here's Black Widow, this is her connection with Red Guardian, it's Natasha's sister, and then this is where we're going with her. This just felt like, oh, okay, we're kind of explaining, we're kind of establishing, oh, this is who he is, and that's what it is. Like I think a fun detail is that they were like, oh, John Walker's wife took their son and like left him, like, because he was crazy. It's really like saddening to like see that storyline, but you don't get that for Ava, which is really sad. My third critique is that we did not get to see Bucky, Red Guardians, John Walker's, and Ghost kind of trauma rooms, like depression rooms or whatever shame rooms, having them have lines throughout the movie where they were bickering against each other or helping each other, like not cure their depression, but like help deal with it, make them like feel like such a strong team because they're able to kind of help each other through their anxieties and their depressions and all that. I think it would have been really fun to see them escape their rooms because of a line that comes out through like another character. In the kind of reverse effect, you see why Bob kind of like just goes silent, because when Walker calls him Bobby, he's calling him Bobby, his dad used to call him Bobby, and his dad was a horrible person. It triggers that, and like you kind of see that throughout his shame room, and like seeing that stuff would have been like really cool. But yeah, honestly, yeah, seeing their decision to go into the void and then each of them deal with that, like obviously seeing Bucky's would be really cool. Seeing Red Guardians, I think, would develop him more as a character, with his connection to Yelena and Natasha, but also like kind of get deeper into his character, because a lot of it is his humor, which I love. But yeah, you definitely want to see more of that character development with him. Seeing them kind of build off of each other and them becoming a found family and them helping each other through their trauma, like that pushing them together would have been, I think, a little bit stronger than what they had with just Yelena and Bob's shame rooms. My final critique is that the Void doesn't kill people. If you bring him into Secret Wars and Doomsday or whatever, and he is going to be like a threat, like I wish that like some way they could have separated the Void from him, but also I wrote that not thinking like it is a symbol for their trauma. You can't just like separate their trauma. Like that's something that he's always going to have to deal with, but like I think I'm thinking more as like a cosmic thing. Like what would be cool is like you want to see him more threatening and more like able to kill people, because you see a lot of the glimpses of that beforehand, like when Yelena grabs Bob or John Walker touches Bob, like you see like the after effect of those like that trauma, whatever. He was standing in front of like the elevator, and there was just like this dark like void down there, and it's like he looked like he was contemplating like jumping, and like that was so like incredibly like well like planned out. Also, it's hard to do it with how they're representing what the void is. Like you don't want to make it so like you can be like, oh, you can just separate the void and you can throw it away. No, that's not how it works. So yeah, like that complaint, that little criticism is like kind of just like a throwaway thing. So just ignore me. Now we're going to move on to what I loved about this movie. Now we have my favorite parts of this movie. Just one. Anything Red Guardian, his limo, his emotional moments with Yelena and that connection, and his kind of jealous but also friendly banter with Bucky. I think that was a lot of fun. His fascination with Ghost's powers, and then also him being fascinated that John Walker was like Captain America. Is like, oh look, you were Captain America. Like what? Like all of that was just so much fun, and he was a perfect addition to the team, and he is the dad of the group. But yeah, like even to the part of like him like being like, oh yeah, we're the Thunderbolts, like this is our team, like we're yes, yeah, like he's like so excited about it. Like that was so much fun, and they're all like, oh gosh, like and Bucky being like, we
can't call ourselves that. God.
Why not? I hope they go back to the Thunderbolts rather than the new Avengers. That comedy is kind of like a defense mechanism for like all of them. Is like they just kind of make a joke when something like scary happens, like Bucky being like, "Oh yeah, my life has been great. Like there's nothing. This shame room wasn't that bad. Like that was hilarious. Like even though like he was the Winter Soldier, of course it was that bad. But yeah, like that tone and seeing them. Just saying. I think Chris Pratt literally just said, oh, we made a promise that the legendary Star-Lord is going to come back. So to see the Guardians, maybe just Star-Lord, but all of the Guardians team up with the Thunderbolts would be awesome in Doomsday and Secret Wars, however they want to do it. I think that banter, that kind of like dynamic would be amazing. and it would just feel like an extended Guardians team, but this is like the street level Guardians, and them making a joke about that would be awesome too. But yeah, I'm excited. And like going through this movie, it is so hard to pick a favorite characters, and I think it's like, oh, you don't have a favorite character, oh, so they were all kind of fine. No, I think you have a movie like this team up movie, is they are all so incredibly well written. There's obviously the main characters and the side characters, but like you kind of like can't pick a favorite character because they're all well written. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 is my 5th favorite Marvel movie. Across the Spider-Verse is my 2nd favorite comic book movie of all time. And like, you look at those movies, and I'm like, I can't pick a favorite. I can't pick a favorite. Like, maybe if I, like, look, I'm like, oh, this guy's my favorite. But I'm like, oh, I also love him and her. And, it's like Gwen and Miles and Rocket and Star-Lord. And like, it's like a group. Like, it's so hard to pick, like, favorites. And I think that is a result of great writing, great tones, great setting, great, like, everything. It just, like, all works well together, and that is a recipe for a really good movie. There can also be just a solo movie where you love the main character and he's great, or she's great, or whatever. Can we get a Storm movie? Or and Wanda movie? Side note on that. But my point is that is, like, in these team movies, when you don't have a favorite character, it's like they were all really, like, written well, and I'm excited for the next movie. And now we're going to move on, and we're going to rank the Thunderbolts. And here is my ranking of the Thunderbolts. Obviously, we have Red Guardian and Yelena at the top. Yelena, I think, is everybody's kind of personal favorite, but Red Guardian for me in this movie was perfect. He was the perfect amount of funny and serious. Not serious, but he was the perfect amount of funny for this movie. And every time he was on screen, there was just a smile on my face. He was amazing. The Void, really cool villain, but my only critique is that I wish he was more of a threat throughout the movie. Learning that he can't really, like, kill anybody is like kind of weird. I wish they kind of established, like, if you get trapped in this void, like, you kind of like start to go crazy, or you start to kind of like grieve so much on the trauma, like you are stuck there, like there's no really like getting you out. But also, I don't know, that's weird. It's a weird concept to kind of like deal with and think about, like, as a cosmic being, you know. So we'll talk about the Void definitely later, because I think he will definitely be a threat throughout Doomsday and Secret Wars and everything like that. Bucky, same thing, but a different kind of problem with the timing. He should have been in the movie way earlier, but also just need to say his theme being not the Winter Soldier theme, a Bucky theme, and it just being heroic and awesome. It is so cool. If you have not heard it, go just like look up Bucky theme anywhere, and it is so cool. And he grabs the hook of on the truck, and he like he grabs it with this metal arm and throws it in the ground, and the truck gets lifted, and then he turns around, and John Walker's like, yay! And then he shoots the thing. He's like, ah. And the limo blows up. He is so cool. He flips the shotgun like he's the Terminator. Bucky's always going to be cool. I just wish he was in the movie more, had more interactions, but every scene he was in was great. Then you have the characters that are really good, but I want to see more from. I want to see their characters kind of fleshed out more and developed. You have John Walker, Ava, and Bob. You kind of like see them, and you gotta get pieces of their story, but just getting their full story and seeing them develop from those stories is gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, but like I definitely see these parallels with the OG Avengers, where like these are the B and C tier characters, like to be honest, like the Avengers were compared to the Fantastic Four and X-Men and all of those characters. Like, seeing these kind of B and C tier characters kind of get put on screen and done really well is a lot of fun. The reason Val is C tier for me is that, like, she doesn't feel dumb, but I wish she was a little bit more scary. That's where I kind of want the street level to go in the future of the MCU, because we're going to move from the multiverse saga and we're going to get to the mutant saga, and I think that a lot of the street level stories are going to be really cool. And I wish and I hope she links up with Wilson Fisk and that goes somewhere and she's a problem for the mutants. Like, I want her to be a scary threat for all of these characters. And she kind of gets pushed down in this movie just to like make these B and C tier characters kind of feel a lot cooler. So once they build up some momentum for those characters, then we got that. But then Taskmaster. I'm trying to think of a shot to the head, a pun. Got nothing. Let's move on to the outro. And that's all we have for today. So if you want to see more movie reviews, theories, my updated MCU tier list, more episodes for what to watch or what to not for phases 4 and 5, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and Thunderbolts!
Thunderbolts!
Right into the notification bell. Make sure you have a fantastic day. And if you can't have a fantastic day today, have a fantastic day tomorrow. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later, nerds!